The recipe is like quite simple. I can teach you if you'd like sometime.
No thanks. No thanks, Wolf.
We're going to Cursed
Okay,
Hollow.
Cursed Hollow will be our third map in the series. And maybe it might be a turning point, you know?
Keep that bird chin hidden underneath the pig thing.
Do birds have chins? Birds
I
do
mean, the
not
bottom
have
of the
chins.
beak like that, like, is the closest thing to a chin that bird's got, man.
That's always true. Yeah, I guess I just never thought about that. You know, like if you're a pelican, right? Guaranteed you got a chin.
Is that a chin, or is that just like, it's like...
What do you call that? I mean, yes, but the way that the neck connects to the mouth is via the chin, Wolf.
I guess so, yeah.
That's like, well, he's got an upper arm and a lower arm, but nothing in between.
Look,
Like,
if that's
no,
the
what's
chin,
the
then
elbow.
the Raven Lord's chin was what was not shown in our previous
I
pick.
think it's specific varieties of birds. If we have some ornithologists out there, then maybe you can weigh in on this, the presence or lack thereof of chins out there. But let's go ahead and get into the draft. It's an Abathur ban, a Genji ban as well. Now we're going to see the Maev ban, and then potentially even a Rainer ban. And then we'll go into a Malfurion first pick, and then we'll go, I don't know how far I can predict into the future.
Well, I mean, the Abathur ban is pretty solid for this map. It's very common to see this, so we'll probably just see a Phoenix ban coming through, or it's going to be picked. You know, you don't really want to do like a Karazim ban in this case, not against Feliz. Urel's alright.
Yeah, and so that does leave up a whole lot more that we didn't get a chance to see because it's banned in the first two games. Of course, things change now that we're on Cursed Hollow, but I do want to see if they continue to respect Maev.
Yeah, good to see a Maev ban here. I mean, it's safe. That leaves Phoenix open, and you know, Phoenix would be a strong, solid first pick on this map. Hanzo is also something. Okay, they're gonna ban the Phoenix. Hanzo is also something that you can pick early, and that's something that GLuck has been really highly prioritizing in their drafts right now.
Yeah.
So if Meissen wants to pick it up again, it's a good map for it, but they will take the Maev now that it's given, they've given it open. They just want to grab that immediately.
Now this leaves Rainer up, and I think we'll move on as especially when we come to the Eastern and Western clashes, that to a place where we basically never see Rainer picked unless it is either open division or some of the teams at the bottom of the standings, just because I think it is just truly too difficult to execute when you have so much time to counter it. But
I think if you pick him early, like, you're asking for trouble.
right,
I think he's a very stompy hero in Hero League, for example. But yeah, in the pro play, if you pick him early, he just has problems, right? Last game, it was really just out of mistakes from GLuck. Like, I don't even want to say it was an issue with Rainer. It was just like overextensions and overconfidence in all of those fights. Dahaka, once again, making an appearance, made a big impact for them last game. Karazim picked because left open. We will see Blaze come through, but this comp for GLuck, I'm still waiting to see the synergy. Maev plus Blaze can be okay when you drop down the Warden's Cage, but and 7-sided can work with that too, but Maev prioritized this highly on a map that has huge distance between lanes where you can't easily roam and get kills, get picks. Like, it's not going to be... In fact, I would go as far as to say it's going to be one of the weaker maps for Maev. I was going to say it's not going to be her best map, but it's, in fact, one of her weaker maps. So, Liming gets banned. That's been an issue for them throughout this series. Material banned, of course, so that they can't get caught in a cage with GLuck having invulnerability. That would be pretty rough.
Sank kind of kills the whole idea there, but going to see that banned out. The Hanzo actually this time taken by Feliz, so I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what it looks like in Feliz's hands after GLuck so highly prioritized it. They won't have it this time around, and I guess Garrosh does make a lot of sense. Generally survives in the cage pretty long and has the ability to be highly disruptive while he does that. Buys a little bit of time.
Let's see how they want to counter that. Like, we're looking for the second DPS more than anything else. Sure, we'll see a main tank, maybe something like a Muradin come through. ETC is also great with the Karazim pick, but the DPS, that's what I want to know, okay? It's going to be a new Barak.
Oh, and it's, again, another trip through this new Barak Blaze double engage kind of Bash Bros style we've been seeing so just really balloon that Anubarak win ratio.
There's a lot of synergy with the CC, just like we saw yesterday, but there's also a lot of boss control with this composition. The boss clear speed goes to definitely Feliz here with Hanzo, and whoever he's going to partner with here. Raynor is open. Hammer will be the choice instead. Both the Hammer pick and the Maiev pick are very high prioritized heroes in this meta right now, and they're also heroes I think that do better on smaller maps. I think about as big as it goes for Hammer to me is Dragonshire, and she can rotate between lanes very quickly on that map, can do a lot of pressure in lane. You're always going to be under threat of gank on this map with the Sergeant Hammer, even though it's a big one. Falstad flies in, you're ganked, you're in trouble, you have to leave. Anubarak, Blaze, the stun combos, the Bash Bros as you called them, they operate like that. So both of these teams, I think, picking comfort picks in a way, but also picks that don't necessarily work well with the map, and picks we might not have seen from our top 4 teams in HGC Korea, picks we might not see in our second series between Genji and Ballistics later tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure the games are going to look very different between our first and our second series. And actually the second series is super impactful because it does determine first and second place based on what the scoreline is. So definitely want to stay tuned for that second series. But I mean, if you guys can call the winner of this series, I don't know exactly what your logic is going to be there, but I want to know a little bit more about it. Because
they called Miss Cleo, whatever her name was.
I remember those commercials from like a million years ago.
One guy in his room like opened up that old chest of like toys from when he was a kid, pulled out his magic 8-ball, and he was like, "Will GLuck win?" And he shook it, and then it was like future uncertain. And then he shook it again, and it was like ask again later. But when he shook it a third time, it said yes.
I mean, that's what you gotta do. I missed out on bringing my 8-ball today, so I don't know, but maybe somebody else does out there. Either way, it's a close series because neither one of these teams has really been able to put up really solid stats, and that's a nice way of putting it. Because for Leeds, it's been a winless part 1 for them, so they are really hard pressed to look to put something on the board other than a 0.
Well, they've already got the one map, at least, in this series. Roxer is going to have that unstoppable, dashes away. He used to be invulnerable during that, if you could believe that. Not actually that long ago. Yeah, but he wasn't meta then. It's only after he was nerfed a few times, reworked, and lost his spell armor and stuff that he got such a high win rate. It's just a factor that, or not a factor, but a result that comes from a change in meta, figuring out how to play around it better.
I think that is the truth. I am a big believer, especially when you come to like these wacky specialists, that there are ways that they can be used by players who are good enough at them that can make them just extremely broken.
That's what Rapid says every time he picks Murky first pick in Hero.
Dude, all I'm trying to say is that there's this niche for Gazlo that's gonna be a good pick. They just haven't found it yet.
It's every time, man. Well, as you guys can see, like, we're gonna have a trade of camps here. Feliz is gonna clear this and then go grab their own very shortly afterwards. They don't have the same clear time that GLuck has with the comp they're running, so that's why GLuck is able to get this first. But you can see also that both teams have some pick potential, but his lanes are so far apart, it's pretty tough to actually find an opportunity to do that. That's where the globals come in, the Dahaka versus the Falstad. Blaze and Dahaka are probably going to be mostly the gank targets if we do see any, or someone who's just off-soaking later on in the game, like Konzo, when the game calls for it. You can see the clear time here, not the quickest, but they will finally clear this up right before the tribute spawns.
Yeah, and it is on the southern side, so maybe it will take Malfurion a little bit of time to walk down there. And especially just considering where GLuck is positioned, they are in a better spot for this tribute. It does up.
Well, GLuck posturing here. First, it is just slightly blue side tribute. You know, it's not like the one that's up to the top left of this position. Bottom center practically here. Pokes coming through while both globals trade experience in the top and the mid lanes. But Asgard comes down faster. They have the ability to engage here, both globals, to save the fight. It's kind of funny when you have two globals like this. The one with the better wave clear ends up forcing the other one to respond. Dahaka's actually heading down already.
Yeah, just walking down there. No brush stock. Is going to pass through the mid lane, get that soak, and then head down.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that they don't lose a wave here.
And you know, this is only the first one, right? There's no first point or something insanely impactful, so you don't want to overcommit, but at the same time, you need to keep stacking that up closer and closer. Now, Dudu, he is about as immobile as it gets there for Hammer. Maizen, though, taking critical damage and is forced completely out of the fight. Same situation for Rockstar, and this is a big patient win for Feliz.
Maizen just couldn't quite get the tether there. It looked like he was in disbelief because he stood straight still on the map for a second right afterwards, but
really?
He's like, honestly, I was pretty sure that caught. But GLuck is, you know, just trying to trade up in mana right now. Like, it's tough to say which team has more mana efficiency. In terms of healing, obviously Malfurion just wins out, trumps out in sustain, and has the mana addition with the Innervate, plus the fact that Sergeant Hammer doesn't really operate off the mana to do damage the same way that, you know, a Maiev does.
I was gonna say, if you can run out of mana on Sergeant Hammer, like, you know, that's just a feat right there.
How many mines did you spawn?
Quite a few, many. Basically just like using everything on cooldown.
I feel like if you use everything on cooldown for Sergeant Hammer, non-stop, like I don't even know if you can run out of mana still. Like,
wait, Asgard is.
He's got the armor. He's got the stun.
Oh, sick body block there, preventing
Dudu's dead, I think.
Escape, but oh wow, Kara's support, by the way. KCB getting in there for the kill, and Asgard actually somehow still alive even after having that jet propulsion blocked. Yeah, Anatan coming through for a kill, getting tossed in, and now looking for a grab to finish this one off. Attempt by Maizen to get away. It will not be enough. Second kill there for Garrosh.
Feliz is just team fighting better tonight. And GLuck is in a lot of these fights. It was a delayed rotation down for Dahaka, who got some extra soak during all of that. And then they're just able to burn them down. It was because, partially, in fact, due to GLuck having less sustainability. So Feliz is able to turn this into a sick early boss play, like pre-6 minutes. Malfurion wins it out. Malfurion versus Karzim. You can see what Karzim can do. They got the kill on the hammer because of the extra damage that he provides, but the lack of healing means a longer, long fight. Longer sustained damage, the scatter arrow build coming out for Hanzo. You know, we saw that you're just lower in health bars. And then suddenly Dahaka comes down after you commit to the kill. You're out of position. You don't have mobility more. Dahaka just catches you out. Everybody dies. Really impressive mechanical skill out of GLuck, though, to survive. Their tank line survived for so long in that moment. But it's not enough in the end. 10's up first for Feliz. They're going to get a double boss play off of this.
And this is just huge. It's not just that Feliz are team fighting better. It's that they win the team fight and they're able to snowball that into an objective. And another one, the DJ Khaled play on.
Yeah, I mean,
second boss.
To be honest with you, Reed, like, this is one of the reasons why this map is banned a lot recently, and it's not picked as much as it used to be in the old days, because people figured out that, you know what, hey, wait a minute, like, if things go wrong at a weird time of the map, and you're at a certain tribute spawn, which is random, then you could actually lose double boss, and then you could just lose the game, like, in that moment. I'm not saying the game is over, especially at this level between these two teams, but now GLuck is fighting a massive uphill battle, because if they give this up, they go to Curse Point. The boss is hitting their top four. At least they have the siege giants to delay it. Meanwhile,
trying to engage there on a Dudu there in the back. He is just knocked up. Chain CC'd almost to death. He's getting bopped around as much as possible, but he's somehow still alive. Finally, just now going down, but low health bars on both sides. It won't matter for GLuck, though. They come out on top in a big way. Pick up a team wipe.
Maizen gets a quad kill because of his Fan of Knives resets. They also, as I was trying to allude to right before that fight, perfectly timed the Siege Giant camp to be behind the fort to do extra damage to the boss. So the boss actually doesn't quite kill the fort. It's the minions that do that, but still, the boss could have done so much more. Without those Siege Giants there, be walking towards the keep right now. They have a whole top wave to deal with. So they deal with the boss, taking minimal losses, get the tribute to even it up to 1-1, and win the team fight there with Fan of Knives resets coming out there and from Maiev. And suddenly, what looked like a horrible position, double boss against them. GLuck is able to take a lead.
That's kind of incredible. That's almost a picture-perfect exactly what we saw in the first game,
Yeah.
I want to say. Yeah, Feliz just so close after an early game advantage, and then GLuck finds some way to completely turn it around, erase that advantage, and now they will get a tribute of their own, or an altar, I guess.
Yeah, it's tribute in this case.
Tribute, altar. Well,
they function about the same way. You right-click on them. There's channel.
Tribute,
you can
there's
interrupt
altars.
them.
There's turn it. I don't know. Okay, they'll channel on the point that will build up to give them a curse later. I don't know how general I can get, but that's what I meant. And they do put themselves on curse point with that.
That's right. Ravenlord would be Ravenlord. Ravenlord's hometown is all they do.
I was gonna say
be,
he's not playing today.
Yeah, he'd be impressed with your knowledge of how his tributes work.
He did come say hi after the broadcast.
Yeah. So, the Gravekeeper would be a little bit less enthused.
No.
He still wants his map back in the pool, but some of those HM maps we don't talk about.
Not for a while. Oh yeah, I guess it is. That's right.
Let's see how this next fight goes, because this is a fight Feliz need to take. They get the grab here. Look at this arrow, long distance.
Yeah, Chicken, it's what's for dinner, and they take him out early. The Falstad going down, and Meisen heading for the hills after a disaster of an engage.
That was actually a really nice play by Feliz. Grabbing that kill there means that they can actually even up the tribute count. Already, you know, you're going to see the return to the top lane for Asgard, who's on this fire bat here. I'm like, Blaze, words elude me. It's been a long day. So now we're 2-2 in terms of tributes. Talent tier is the same.
Corporal Miles Blaze Lewis.
All right, lore nerd, like, slow down.
All I'm trying to say is I did have that written down just for this case.
Did you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
I did.
That reminds me of that a lot. I heard that his original name was actually Montag, as kind of like a...
No, okay, that's a little bit too on the nose.
That was the rumor anyways.
Okay, well, they didn't go through with it anyway.
But now this game's pretty even. You got that hard engage. So next tribute's going to be up to the top left. That's why you can see Feliz is posturing towards it. It's announced 30 seconds. And Falstad is actually going to gain a lot from this if they can delay, because obviously he's farther away from the tribute, whereas Dahaka doesn't gain anything from his global because he's like right next to the tribute. He's not getting any extra soak. Asgard doesn't have a port to hide behind, but nice. Jet propulsion gets out.
That was really close to being body blocked, or at least it looked that way. So he does reposition, stay alive, stay safe. So you can already see Falstad rotating up. He's going to shove the wave, get a little bit of XP there, which will in turn deny that, and then of course come in looking for a gust. See, there's Rockstar going in. Big Cocoon actually on to Garrosh there in the back, not able to participate. Now finally coming out of a big bunker right in the middle of everything. Huge control position, and the 7-sided for a huge kill there, taking out Nalfurin before this fight really even gets the chance to start. And now I think this might just go from bad to also bad, but oh no way, Overlord lives. He does survive there in the end. And
yeah, that was actually really well played by him, because he didn't really have anywhere to go to the top there, because Hanzo would have killed him, so he kind of had to stay and then do some extra damage there. He has hammer gains at 4, so every damage he does gives him a little bit of extra health back in terms of auto attacks.
True.
They're going to be able to get a boss from this, and that will parlay into the first curse of the game. So boss under curse means that it's going to walk straight to the keep and do a lot of damage to it, as well as the bottom port is definitely forfeit. No way it's going to live with that big wave down in the bot lane right now. So they could look for a keep, maybe 2. Notice the mid keep is already damaged. The wall is already down. So this is going to be a huge moment for GLuck to potentially even end this game, really, if Feliz overcommits to a defense and dies.
Yep, now they don't want to go too ahead of themselves. Back up, let the keep get taken down, and now we're pushing this keep wall, or get the fort get taken down. Now they're pushing the keep wall, and yeah, there's just not a whole lot in their way. I mean, sure, Dudu can use that wall defensively, but now that it's down, I mean, where are you going to go, right? GLuck have had a lot of success at engaging, especially through cocoons like that one. Garrosh just in terrible position now. Seven-sided comes through. He's got a lot of armor, and he doesn't die off the initial engage. Able to turn this around in a big, big way. Maiev drops the cage onto Liu and OJ there in the back, but it does evaporate, so it's not going to be useful anymore. The keep, though, is the big victory for GLuck through it all. Even though no kills go down, they do get that objective.
Well, they might be able to get a second one here as well. They're rotating over. Falstaff was split pushing this mid lane super hard so that they would have a big wave. That's going to have to be dealt with by Feliz. Bot keep wall got damaged, but they weren't able to get much else. They're going to look for the double boss. Well, it's not exactly a double boss play, but they're going to look for the follow-up boss here. At least threaten a fight.
Oh, no way. Bush of death. OJ, Liu, did you check with the Moonfire? Hey, there we go.
Okay, so if they had gone straight to it, they might have been able to clear it in time, but now I don't think they can take this. They can't fight this anymore.
It was a nice, cheeky play. I mean, if they find a pick or two right there, then the game just ends. So maybe that's worth it. There are a lot of ways to check bushes, though. So honestly, if Feliz lose because they didn't check a bush when they have some of these skills that can, it's kind of on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do check, so it's kind of like the gambit doesn't pay off. It could have maybe had a boss. Otherwise, there's really nothing else on the map to take. The Siege Giant camp is heading top. Falstaff was split pushing. Daka's trying to deal with the top catapults. But it's an otherwise objectiveless map outside of the boss. There's posture around it again. Look for another fake out. Look for another team fight win. If Feliz just keep checking and never engage and never fall for it, GLuck still feels like they're winning because they have the lane pressure in the top lane. They have a lead in experience. They have a lead in structure. So Feliz will constantly have to check at least with Moonfires with these scatter arrows, because if they lose the boss, they'll probably lose the game, right? So they just have to continually be vigilant. That's why I like GLuck is at least kind of faking these bosses out, making it look like, oh god, we got to get over there. And all it takes is one judgment lapse, one mistake, and then die.
Well, also, if they spend too much time just standing still. Oh, OJ, though, going to get seven-sided again. So tanky and low health, and he just barely is able to survive. Huge tranquility allowing him to do that, but it's a cocoon right on him. Malfurion, he won't be able to heal through any of this. Now finally coming out right into a jet propulsion. The follow-up, the chain CC from Roxer tries to take him out there, but it's everything committed for no value. Liu survives through it all, and now the counter engage from Feliz. Not enough to kill Asgard there, or is it?
I think he might be dead.
I
didn't think there was any way out of that.
I was hoping against hope.
Well, Curse counterwise against them, this could be even worse. They're going to take the boss. They have Hanzo, so the boss is probably already gone. Like, we're going to see the cap any second now. I'm going to taste something like GG any second now. But, like, the boss goes down in just such a quick amount of time when you have the Hanzo hammer. And once again, GLuck takes a fight they have no business taking, engaging into a situation where there's just high risk, low reward, kind of what you were alluding to earlier, and the risk does not pay off. They get punished. Plays like this have consequences. And GLuck looks very poised to, if this continues, lose this series to Feliz. Respawns are coming through now, but it's a boss, it's Curse. So during this Curse, you know, they're looking for more than just a boss play. They're actually trying to get this core. Not a whole lot else is going on because of the wave presence on the map for GLuck.
Rocks are going in there, definitely trying to still fight this one out. Ice block comes through, won't be able to do that in the future, but it works very well there for Liu now. It does save his life for so much longer. KCB diving, trying to get that high damage kill, but he can't find it. And this is actually a very long fight, and in the end, I think Feliz will still be able to take.
Well, GLuck just trying to survive here, and it's not going to work out. Overlord going to be the last to fall. The core will go down. Feliz wins this game off of another poor engagement by GLuck. Again, I want to say unnecessary engagement. They're one win away from